high school out in Lodi, Cloverleaf.
Yeah.
And you know, oh my God, you couldn't walk down the hall, just gag. It was so thick.
Oh my heavens.
So that's a big joke with my husband, you know, is that, you know, he's like, well, I got to take a shower. I'm like, oh, just pull out the axe, you know. But honestly, traveling right now does not seem to be that bad. Like I said, it has gotten windier. Right around 10 o'clock, I noticed that the wind really picked up. But again, I was in Cuyahoga Falls around then, so, and it doesn't seem to be as windy here on 76. I'm coming up on Market Street now.
My wife just sent me a text that says, don't panic. We lost part of our big front tree, the one closest to the drive, and it is on wires.
Oh, no.
And I notified the police as power company number was busy. We are fine. Oh, good. Well, I'll be sleeping in a hotel. Good night, everybody.
Well, you know, that's what I was thinking. It's like, because I'm on call till 7 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, man, I hope power lines don't go down around my house to where I can't get out of the neighborhood to get to the hospitals when I need to go.
I'm just texting back. I just thought my car's in the driveway.
I swear I am so thankful right now that I spent that $2,000 to get some trees taken care of this summer.
Well, yeah, isn't it funny, the little things that matter right about now, I would say?
Yeah, because we had a great big huge tree that they took completely out. When they took it out, I could not believe how rotted it was. And it was hanging over the house. I could see the dead part hanging right over my house.
Oh, my heavens.
It's got to come down before storms come.
Okay.
So I'm real thankful for that. But right now, driving is not that bad. So we'll see what happens come morning time, though, when the winds really start picking up.
Oh, this is not good. All right. Well,
I hope you can get in your driveway and get in your house tonight.
If not, Motel 6, they leave the light on for you, don't they?
Yep, that's what they say.
All right.
They have electric.
Yeah, well, I'm not going near no power lines, you know. That's what the relatives are there for. All right.
Exactly.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
WNIR, how are you doing tonight? 1025.
Hello?
Hey, how are you?
Oh, okay. My name's Diane. I live on the west side of Cleveland, and I just heard the caller, the carrier that was talking right now.
Yeah.
The weather not being so bad, but here on the west side of Cleveland. You know where Cleveland Metropolitan Hospital is?
You sure do.
Well, over here we've got transformers exploding. There's blue, green, yellow lights going off all over.
Wow.
The wind is terrible. The rain is real heavy. So it's really bad over here.
Yeah.
It's down our street, on Marvin Avenue. It's exploding here.
Well, don't forget, we got to survive through tomorrow because this wind is supposed to go high wind warnings through to 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon.
I know. Well, we had a bad storm, Sybil. I never seen explosions like that. I remember Bob Early talking about blue and green lights exploding, and that's exactly, I'm here in my house, but I can see them in the distance. In other streets, they're exploding.
Okay. Well, are you safe where you at?
Oh, I'm safe here. The lights flicker on once in a while. I've got candles lit all over, just in case the electricity goes off. I bought a lot of those little tea lights, and I've got them on just in case. And it's nice and warm. The furnaces don't go off when the electricity goes off, so I'm okay.
Thank God my daughter is out with the car. I just found out, or else our car might have been underneath the tree.
Uh-huh.
Oh, brother.
Well, just be careful when you go home, because when the cars go down the street, they're watching, the lights flicker. I never saw that before. But,
all right.
Yeah.
Well, you be careful.
I hope you're safe now. I hope you get home safe.
Yeah, me too. Thanks.
Yeah, okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, you would hate to be the one who's part of the headline for the next day, but I'm sure we're going to see that. Oh, my heavens. Oh, boy. So the big old hurricane is affecting all of us. So the guy who said, do you know why they canceled schools tomorrow? And now you know why. WNIR, good evening.
Hi, Mr. Isabella.
Yes.
I just want to say I live in Ravenna here, and I'll tell you what, it's really windy, and I don't know, I'm going to have to maybe do this tomorrow, obviously, but I have I'm disabled and I'm in a power wheelchair, but I can hear outside of I'm in like my front room and stuff.
Right.
but I could hear outside, and my house is aluminum sided,
Yeah.
so I could hear some pieces of siding like flapping in the wind. So
Yeah.
in the daytime here, I'm going to have somebody that can walk, that can walk. They can go around the house and see where these loose pieces of that siding are, because I can kind of hear it twisting.
Well, you may have to even wait till Wednesday because the high wind's going to continue tomorrow, unless you have a relative or somebody who could check it out for you, or your insurance people. You probably want to call your insurance people and see what they recommend you do. Now, do you have anybody who can help you if need be? I kind of do. If I was really in a spot, I could call them. Yes. All right. Well, here's the thing: do not go outside tomorrow until the high wind dies down, because even tomorrow night you're talking 15 to 25 mile per hour winds. So if I were you, I'd sit tight.
And I think I have enough like groceries, and I've got enough medicine.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But like I say, I could hear that. I can hear the wind is like, I could hear it like twisting some of the the metal.
Okay. You live in Ravenna, you say?
Yes.
Now, remember, if you have a problem, call non-emergency or even emergency if you have a real problem. Okay?
Yeah, I will do that if I have to.
Yeah, like if something happens in the house and you are in danger, don't hesitate.
Well,
that's the point when you go from non-emergency to 911.
I will say this, and I won't take up much of your time.
That's okay.
A couple of weeks ago, and I never had this happen before, but I fell in my bathroom,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't have. I had a wall phone, but I didn't have the cell phone. But I do now.
Mm-hmm.
I can use it for just 911.
Yes.
As long as I have it charged up. One of my neighbors gave it to me, but
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you, I laid on my floor for 19 hours.
Oh, heavens.
Till my friend, luckily, she came the next night because she was scheduled to come and help me rewrap my bandages on my leg for me to get a shower. But if she hadn't came, I don't think I would have made it.
Well, you have it with you now?
Well, I have a cell phone now, yes.
Do you have it on, is it attached to anything around your neck or anything? Or?
No, I have it right by my hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make sure if worst comes to worst, you have it in a pocket or somewhere. Do you have a shirt pocket or something?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Keep it in your shirt pocket.
And I know it's charged. That they showed me with a little. You flip it up or you flip it open,
Mm-hmm.
and it shows like a little thing of a battery there in the corner where. So it says, "How does she know it's charged?" And
you know how to use it, right?
oh yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, keep it in that shirt pocket. I'm serious. You want you to keep safe now, all right?
Thank you very much.
All right. Now, don't. As I said, if you're feeling endangered or something, then call. Okay.
Oh, I will. Believe me, I will.
All right. Take care of yourself now.
Thank you.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Let's see. Let's go long distance. WNIR. Good evening. 1031.
Yes.
Hello there.
I got a question to ask you.
Go ahead.
I wonder what would have happened if this hurricane would have come along next week on Tuesday, the day of the election.
Well, I'm going to tell you, by Wednesday or Thursday, don't be surprised if they talk about having a couple extra days for the election.
Well, they can't tell the results on the West Coast and stuff, and because that might change somebody's vote.
Yeah, well, that's the problem with the whole thing. But, now we're going to have to worry about, how's the weather where you're at? What city are you in?
I live in Alliance. It's windy, but it's not that bad.
Okay. Because some areas are really getting built. You also got to remember where the cities are elevated or where there's more open space off a freeway, too, you get a lot more direct hits. And, some areas just get nailed. I mean, Mansfield now, they're worried about even getting some snow tonight in the higher elevations.
I wonder why they closed 30 schools around Cleveland and Lorraine.
Because the wind is a danger to the people. And already, the west side of Cleveland, we've had a lady call and say that there's transformers blowing up.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, this is serious. This is a serious wind.
We must not be getting as much wind as you are up there.
Possibly. You might be a little more Alliance, maybe. Maybe you're a little luckier.
Along the East Coast, though, if they have a lot of these power outages, a lot of them voting places, it's got electronic voting machines, and if the power's out, they couldn't vote.
Well, they're not going to, I guarantee you, they're not doing any voting for the next day or two.
No, but I mean, if this would have happened next...
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a possibility.
I did lose my satellite. It's been off. I wanted to hear the 10 o'clock news, and I couldn't hear that because the satellite's off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
and news is a big thing to me.
okay.
All righty.
All right, thanks. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'm just sitting here thinking of, I'm just telling my wife, do not have my kid come home. Do not have, hang on a second, Tara come, tell my wife, hang on a second here. I apologize for sending my wife. Usually I wouldn't do this, but I'm afraid I don't want something bad to happen to my kid until the lines are fixed, okay? Because I'm worried about my kid. She's out tonight in this weather, and I don't want her to come into the driveway. There could be power lines down, so anyway, I'll talk to her during the commercial. I'm sorry, folks. This is one of those nights where you get really distracted. You're trying to keep your family going and doing all that other good stuff. 330-673-1234. We'll go through some of the school closings in a moment. WNIR, good evening.
Hi, Jim.
Hello there.
Something with the Akron City Schools, I say no for any more property taxes for the homeowners in Akron. If you want to raise more money for the school systems, pass a new sales tax to take care of it. With our property values dropping the way they are here in Akron, the last thing we need right now is another tax on top of us. And I believe we should keep up with the schools and give these kids the tools they need for their future, but it needs to be done with a sales tax instead of a property tax.
Okay, anything else?
And what time does the looting start in New York?
There won't be, because it's too dangerous. And there's nothing to loot. All the stores are closed, and you can't get outside. And the other thing is, you know, like you got that crane over there by, I don't know what happened with that crane that was hanging over there by Carnegie Hall, but, you know, my goodness.
All right, well, take care.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye. WNIR, good evening.
Brother Jim.
Well, how are you?
Okay. Hey, I tell you what, you know, this wind's crazy, but it's interesting. I just got off the phone with a buddy from Lakewood. He said the exact same thing your last caller said. He says, wait till tomorrow morning. Everything is getting broken into, and I said, you gotta be kidding me.
Broken in? What, are you talking about looting?
They're gonna be robbing, looting.
Oh, for heaven's sakes. Idiots.
And I said to myself, he said, hey, they're not like the people out in the farm country, and that is a different mindset. But he's telling me, he said the wind, up around the lakes is about 60 miles an hour. He's been without power for 3 hours now.
Mm-hmm.
He's running a wood burner in that, so that's kind of interesting. You got to realize, Jim, this is the 21st century. We're operating off an electrical grid that's been patched up since the 1880s, and yet we spend $1 trillion. First it was Bush's war. Now the past 4 years it's been Obama's war.
Well, the problem is the electric grid problem has been talked about. It was on 60 Minutes one night. We have talked about this since the power outage 10 years ago in 2002, and we have done absolutely zero, nada, nothing. And it should be a national priority. We've been talking about even internet safety, things of this nature, and yet we still don't address these. Again, these are the issues that both sides have failed to deal with. And here we go again. The danger is if you have an outdated grid system, you have a potential big-time national security problem.
This time of the year, it's not too bad, but when you get into, December, January, February, 10-degree temperatures outside, and now Barack's talking about, the 62 degrees, the White House is 80, and I'll tell you what, the older gentleman that you had on the call before the last one,
and
you can't have anything anything less than 70 degrees because these guys go into hypothermia really quick.
Well, that's the problem is that, these are people we worry about. And again, the power companies, your police and fire, they try to have lists for emergency operations for tornadoes, hurricanes, and the like. And right now, folks, believe it or not, we're right in the middle of a hurricane. I mean, this is part of the hurricane. Yeah. It's a part of a cold front that ran into the Hurricane Sandy, and this is an unprecedented. They called this a monster storm. For once, they weren't kidding us.
Jim, I heard, I thought it was on Golding's program that it was the lowest barometric pressure since like the 1880s.
That's what NBC News reported tonight, right before I went on the air. I saw it on Nightly News, yeah.
Wow, that's something else. But, were you listening to the program at all Friday, Golding's program?
Let me think. No, I was already, where was I at? I was on my way to a football game somewhere. I can't remember.
That's okay. It was about a mother of 7, a single mom, that the city was, trying to tear one of her houses down. She had a house, had it all fixed up. It's on Smith Farm Road, and one of my buddies, real estate, agent, the realtor was telling me about it, and he said he wanted to tear it down because it had a screen door. Screen was missing, and there was a plank loose in the front porch. So they can't tear buildings down for that, And he assured me it was. Then he gave me a list, and I said, "Well, look, I'm gonna go down there and look at it." Well, anyway, long story short, that she's trying to fight it. Her name's Susan. I call her, Sweet Sue. And you know how hard it is just getting by. Can you imagine having 7 kids, no husband, and I found out her husband died of cancer. And the city wants to tear a building down?
Well, you should call, I'll tell you, the guy you should call is probably Bob Dyer on that one.
Well, you know what it is? I was talking to the guys at our investment meeting. They came up with this beautiful slogan, Jim, you gotta love it. And he says, it's only 4 words. No homes, no levy. And what it is, they figure, hey, when you tear a house down, over 60% of the property taxes go to the school board. And, the city has, I think, 5,000 houses scheduled to be demolished either because they're underwater or they're abandoned. And, hey, I'll tell you what, there's too many young people that are living at home and playing, video games down in the basement, when they could have, a house.
Okay. Well, we got to go because I got to get caught up on some things here. All right, thanks. All right, bye. All right, we'll take a break. We're going to come back. I'm going to go get the updated list. I almost cut myself up on the school closings. And we'll continue on. Jim, Isabella, 1041, 39 degrees. Again, high wind warning, 35 to 40 miles per hour, 30 to 40 miles per hour tonight. Gusts up to 65. This is through 4 p.m. tomorrow. Flood watch also through tomorrow night. And we're talking about 100% chance of rain through tomorrow night. The low is scheduled for 43 right now at Broadcast Park. We're right around 39 or 40. High tomorrow, 48. Low tomorrow night, 43. And I think a lot of people are not going to be going to work. We'll give you the school closing list when we come back.
Don't miss music legends Little Feat, Lisa Marie Presley, and Glenn Campbell, all coming to the Kent Stage, downtown Kent. Little Feat, October 31st. Lisa Marie Presley, November 7th. And Glenn Campbell, November 10th. Info and tickets at kentstage.org. For months now, you've heard me talking about how Weather Seal is the real deal for windows. Well, I'm here with Tilly from Brecksville, a satisfied Weather Seal customer. Tilly, what did you think of the guys from Weather Seal?
The guys from Weather Seal were so nice, so polite, and so professional. I was very, very impressed. And I know they were employees of Weather Seal rather than independent contractors, which makes a big difference to me.
How long did they take to install the windows?
My windows were installed in 1 day. In fact, it was less than 5 hours.
What do you think of the quality?
I'm so impressed with the quality of windows. They're just wonderful. I'm just so happy with them.
Tilly, would you recommend Weather Seal to other WNIR listeners and friends?
I've been recommending Weather Seal to everybody I talk to.
There you go, folks. Every time a bell rings, it's another satisfied Weather Seal customer. Give our friends at Weather Seal a call today at 877-351-SEAL. That's 877-351-7325 or at weathersealhomeservices.com.
It's all about you. Acme, making life a little better.
You asked for it. bonus fuel rewards on Acme gift cards. And this week, Acme Fresh Markets brings it back. You'll earn $7 in bonus fuel rewards with every $100 Acme gift card purchase. This is a limited time offer, so think ahead. Stock up on Acme gift cards now, and you will enjoy the savings for weeks or months to come. It's easy. Earn $7 in bonus fuel rewards with every $100 Acme gift card purchase. What a great way to earn free gasoline. And it's easy to redeem your Acme fuel rewards at area Circle K stations. Bonus fuel rewards ends Friday, November 2nd, so stop in today and get your bonus fuel rewards with the purchase of Acme gift cards. Save money, eat better, earn free gas. Shop Acme.
It's all about you.
Are you looking for some fun? Check out WNIR's community calendar. Are you making some fun? Tell people about it. I'm Sherry, WNIR's calendar girl. Email your event info to Sherry, SHERI, at WNIR.com, and we'll post it on WNIR's community calendar free. Sponsored by the Bistro on Main in Kent.
Okay, updated school list is coming here in just a second. And let me update you on one of the things. Gave you the weather. Again, we're talking high wind warnings, 30 to 40 miles per hour, with gusts of 65 through tomorrow night. 100% chance of rain. Thank you very much. And low tonight is supposed to be 43. High tomorrow 48. Low tomorrow 43. Now you can buy it or not, because right now we're already down to 40. And I suspect that tomorrow morning you're going to need extra time. Hopefully you'll have to clear off your branches or whatever, because I'm sitting here. I admit I'm a little bit distracted tonight because I just found out one of our trees is laying on wires. I don't know, part of the tree, I don't know how much, because my wife's not very descriptive on these things, came down tonight. We have two in the front. And you always were we just, and the city had just trimmed the trees in the fall. So, okay, let me give you the updated list. We have a number of new schools to give you. So let me push these aside and give them to you. And here we go. We start off. We finally have something. Let's see. Okay, here we go. In Portage County right now. Well, let's start with Medina. Okay, I did one too many. Hold on here. Grab these goofy lists. They are so thick and print out. I'll tell you what, we think we've killed a couple of trees tonight printing out all this stuff. All right, here we go. Medina. Let's start out with Medina County, and this is what you folks are dealing with tonight. These are the following schools are closed. Around the Sun Montessori Preschool, that is closed. Black River local schools are now closed. They were in DeLand, they're now all closed. As are Brunswick City School, Buckeye local, that's new. Cloverleaf local schools, Growing Preschool in Wadsworth, along with all services canceled. Hamrick School is all canceled for AM classes tomorrow. Other schools that are closed, you're talking Highland, Hobby Horse Preschool, Medina Christian Academy, Medina City Schools, Medina County Board of Developmental Disability, that's DD, Medina County Career Center, Northside Christian Academy, Northside Christian Preschool, Stony Hill Christian School, and Wadsworth City Schools. They are all closed tomorrow. We have two so far for Portage County. Aurora City Schools are now closed. Valley Christian Academy in Aurora is closed. In Stark County, just one in Stark County. St. Michael in Canton is closed. Now, for those of you in Summit, here's what's closed, and we'll go whipping through them. Absorbent Minds Montessori, Akron Baptist Temple, Akron First Academy and Preschool, along with all activities, Akron Montessori School, Akron Public School, Akron YMCA Phoenix School, All About Kids Preschool, Arlington Christian Academy Elementary School, Barberton City School, and Chapel Hill Christian Green Campus. Those are all closed. Also closed, Chapel Hill Christian North, Church in Silver Lake Preschool, Copley Fairlawn Schools, Cornerstone Community School in Stowe closed, Coventry local schools, Cuyahoga Falls schools, Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy, and Edge Academy, along with all their meetings, are closed. Education Alternative at Cuyahoga Falls, closed along with all activities being canceled. Emmanuel Christian Academy, Fairlawn Lutheran Preschool, Fairlawn Village Preschool, Fairlawn West Preschool, Faith Lutheran Preschool, Family Child Learning Center Preschool are all closed. Firestone Park YMCA, all AM classes are canceled. Green Family YMCA Preschool closed. Daycare is open tomorrow. AM classes canceled. Green Local School Summit are closed. Green Valley Christian Preschool closed. Holy Family in Stowe closed. Hope Academy Brown Street, Hope Academy University, and Hope Preschool in Hudson, along with Hope Preschool in Akron, are closed. Hudson City Schools are closed. Hudson Montessori School closed. Immaculate Heart Cuyahoga Falls, Kids Link Neurobehavioral Center, Lakeview Christian Preschool, Lawrence School, Upper LEAP Program in Green, and Life Skills Center, Summit County, all closed. Life Skills Center, North Akron, closed. As are Lollipop Co-op, Manchester Local Schools, Marantha Preschool Park, Mayfair Christian School, Mogador Christian Academy. These are all closed. Mogador Local Schools, Nordonia Hills City Schools, North Akron Catholic School, Northfield Baptist School, Norton City Schools, Old Trail School. Those are all closed, as are all of the Our Lady of the Elms. All their schools are closed. Park Little Shepherd Preschool closed. Portage Lakes Career Center closed, as is Project Learn and Summit. Redeemer Christian Elementary, that's a new one. Revere Local Schools all closed. Super Learning Center closed, all activities canceled. New one, Seton Catholic School, SETO, and Seton Catholic School closed. Spring Garden Waldorf School closed. Springfield Local and Summit closed. St. Anthony of Padua and Akron closed. St. Augustine Barberton closed. St. Barnabas and Elementary School is closed, as is St. Francis de Sales in Akron. St. Joseph, that's a new one in Cuyahoga Falls, that is closed. St. Mary in Akron is closed. St. Matthew Elementary. St. Paul Elementary in Akron closed. St. Paul's Nursery closed. St. Vincent de Paul in Akron is closed. St. Vincent St. Mary High School is now closed. Stowe Alliance Preschool closed. Stowe Monroe's Falls City Schools, Summit Academy Elementary, Summit Academy Akron Middle School, and Summit Christian School all closed, as are Talmadge City Schools, the Littman School, Twinsburg City Schools, Walsh Jesuit High School, Woodland Preschool, and Woodridge Local Schools are all closed. Down in Tuscarawas County, Garraway Local Schools, sometimes they hear us down there, they're closed. Indian Valley, and also in Wayne, you got Nurturing Hearts Child in Creston is closed, Southeast Local in Wayne closed, Triway Local Schools closed. So, okay, you talk, I'll shut up. WNIR, good evening.
Hey, how you doing, Jim?
I'm exhausted after that.
I bet, especially after that rundown of school closing.
Yeah, I got to do it one more time, so go ahead quickly. What we got for you?
Two things. Route 8 and 303 is not closed off. I just came off 303 onto Route 8.
Okay, good.
Secondly, you were talking earlier tonight about senator race.
Yeah.
You know, I hear a lot of people say, oh, I don't like Josh Mandel, he's a liar. And but they're Romney fans. Well, a vote for Sherrod Brown is a vote for Obama. Just the way it is, you know. He follows them hand and foot.
Yeah, it's a little bit goofy to say the least.
Yeah, I know, and kind of the lesser of two evils, I'm afraid, in the Senate race.
Yeah.
And the only other thing I want to tell you, issue 2's got to say no. People got to say no to issue 2.
Why do you think that way?
About it, and well, first of all, there's no way to fire this panel that they want to put on, and the way they're electing the panel is, you know, it just seems like a lot of wasted money to put a panel together for issue 2.
Well, that's one of the problems is the devil's in the details, and we're not. And I, you know, right now I'm still looking it over, trying to make some heads or tails out of that silly thing.
Yeah, and I really haven't done as much research as I should or will do before I vote, but, from what I've read and what I've been hearing, issue 2 does not sound good.
Well, and then the problem is then the state legislators, they give us these goofy districts and all that. Hey, listen, I'll catch you tomorrow night with some of that too, okay?
All right, sounds good. Have a good one, Jim.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. WNIR, good evening.
Hello there.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, I got a head cold here.
All right.
Hey, I just wanted to call in for a few minutes here.
Sure.
First thing, whenever that high wind comes, I always fill up the bathtub with water.
And why do you do that?
Well, I live out here in the country, and when the power goes off, you don't have nothing,
Oh, you can't use your, because you have your own spring water or your own pump?
Yeah, and your own septic tank.
Oh, yeah, I hadn't thought of that, yeah.
You got to plan ahead, and these people that live out in the country, they should think about that, and everything. And where I live, I planted trees a long time ago, and boy, they're a good windbreaker sometime, but they can't stop this wind.
No, this is brutal. This is absolutely the most brutal I've ever seen.
This is going to go down in history.
Well, yeah, they're talking once in a century storm, and they all thought Irene was going to be bad. This is far worse. This is far worse because you have a cold system that met up with a hurricane.
And it's all over. Every state.
Oh.
Every state.
Yeah, and West Virginia's getting nailed with snow, and oh my goodness, the power outages, I don't even want to think about that.
And the craziest thing was last night I was watching on this channel where they were showing up there in Alaska where the United States has got these magnets, where they can raise them up and cause rains or drought.
Oh, yeah, the HARP or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, and it's amazing the stuff that you hear what they got on there, and it makes you wonder, but then they was talking about things coming out of the sky and coming down and causing all this, but who knows,
No, I think you just, it's just we're all going to have to deal with the reality of where we're at, and, as somebody, my dad used to tell me, and I can hear his voice haunting in my ears, my late father, Jim, the most damaging thing in the world is wind and water.
That is right, and be prepared.
And you know what? You can have all the cement you want, but cement's made of water.
I tell you what, you can be the richest person in the world, but hey, it ain't going to count nothing whenever that happens like that.
No, they had some retaining walls in Florida. It came ripping down that they had for years. So, I mean, this is an extraordinary situation, and we're seeing something that, again, who knows, the election may get pushed back. This is a possibility, believe it or not.
Well, I was just listening to the news there earlier. They said a lot of them ain't going to be out there to vote.
Oh, well, if it was next week, we really would have a story. Well, listen, thank you for the call. Appreciate it.
I just thought I'd call and tell you that.
All right, thank you.
I enjoy your show.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Bye-bye. We'll get another call in here before we go. WNIR, good evening.
Hey, Jim.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, not too bad. It's raining here in southern Stark County here, but I'd like to urge everybody to say a prayer for all the people tonight. It's cold and windy, and they have no power. Just to say a prayer for those people.
That is a great idea, sir. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Jim.
All right, take it easy. Good night.
Bye-bye.
All right, it's 10:56. I'm going to do this one more time as a courtesy to our many listeners out there, and I hope it's not boring you, but as we are about to go off here and check in with ABC News, let me get this one little number in here for 10 seconds, and then we're going to race through these. All the school closings one more time.
You're listening to WNIR Kent Akron, sponsored by the Tangier, Akron's holiday party and entertainment center. Details at thetangier.com.
Okay, in Medina County, we'll start with you first. Here's what's closed tomorrow. Around the Sun Montessori Preschool, Black River Local Schools, Brunswick City Schools, Buckeye Local in Medina, Cloverleaf Local, Growing Preschool in Wadsworth. Hamrick AM classes canceled tomorrow. The other schools are closed are Highland Local Schools, Hobby Horse Preschool, Medina Christian Academy, Medina City Schools, Medina County Board of Developmental Disability, Medina County Career Center, Northside Christian Academy, Northside Christian Preschool, Stony Hill Christian School, and Wadsworth City Schools all closed. Only ones we have right now in Portage County at this time. Aurora City Schools and Valley Christian Academy in Aurora are closed, as is St. Michael in Canton in Stark County. That's all we have for Stark County right now. In Summit, here we go. Absorbent Minds Montessori, Akron Baptist Temple, Akron First Academy and Preschool, Akron Montessori School, Akron Public Schools, Akron YMCA Phoenix School, All About Kids Preschool, Arlington Christian Academy Elementary, Barberton City Schools, and Chapel Hill Christian Green Campus, all closed. Also closed tomorrow, Chapel Hill Christian North, Church in Silver Lake Preschool, Copley Fairlawn City Schools, closed tomorrow. Cornerstone Community in Stowe, closed. Also closed tomorrow. Cuyahoga Falls City Schools, Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy, Edge Academy, Education Alternatives, Cuyahoga Falls, Emmanuel Christian Academy, Fairlawn Lutheran Preschool, Fairlawn Village Preschool, Fairlawn West Preschool, Faith Lutheran Preschool, Family Child Learning Center Preschool, Firestone Park YMCA AM classes canceled, Green Family YMCA, preschool closed, daycare is open, AM classes canceled. Following schools are closed: Green Local Schools, Green Valley Christian Preschool, Holy Family in Stowe, Hope Academy Brown Street, Hope Academy University, Hope Preschool in Hudson, Hope Preschool Akron, Hudson City Schools, Hudson Montessori School, Immaculate Heart in Cuyahoga Falls, Kids Link Narrow Behavior Center, Lakeview Christian Preschool, Lawrence School Upper, LEAP program in Green, Life Skills Center Summit County, Life Skills Center North Akron, Lollipop Co-op, Manchester Local Schools, Marantha, I can't say it, Preschool Park, Mayfair Christian School, Mogador Christian Academy, Mogador Local Schools, Nordonia Hills City Schools, North Akron Catholic School, Northfield Baptist School, Norton City Schools, Old Trail School, Our Lady of the Elms, all of their schools are closed, as is Park Little Shepherd Preschool, Portage Lakes Career Center, Project Learn and Summit, Redeemer Christian Elementary, Revere Local Schools, these are all closed, Super Learning Center, Seton Catholic School, Spring Garfield Waldorf School, Springfield Locals in Summit, St. Anthony of Padua in Akron is closed, as is St. Augustine in Barberton, St. Barnabas Elementary, St. Francis de Sales in Akron, St. Joseph in Cuyahoga Falls, St. Mary in Akron, St. Matthew Elementary, St. Paul Elementary in Akron, St. Paul's Nursery, St. Vincent de Paul in Akron, St. Vincent St. Mary High School is closed, as is Stowe Alliance Preschool. Stowe Monroe Falls City Schools are also closed, as are Summit Academy Elementary in Akron, Summit Academy in Akron Middle School, Summit Christian School, Talmadge City Schools, the Lippman School, Twinsburg City Schools, Waltz Jesuit High School is closed, as is Woodland Preschool, Woodridge Local Schools, and that's it. Jim Isabella will take you right now to ABC News. Good night, everybody. WNIR Ken Akron.
In the dark, affected in some way by Hurricane Sandy.
Some electricity was intentionally shut off by the power company. New Jersey was where the center of Sandy came ashore. ABC's Stephen Portnoy in Point Pleasant Beach.
There are signs dangling from their posts and trees that have fallen and power lines that are down. There is no electricity here, and communication is also very difficult. Our cell phones won't even send text messages.
The Oyster Creek nuclear power plant in New Jersey declared an alert because of high water. The plant was already offline for maintenance. Late word, a hospital in Lower Manhattan is being evacuated. Backup generators are not working there. And 2 construction cranes are unstable in New York City tonight. Nearby buildings evacuated. This is ABC News.
Realtors have expertise in land development and management, retail, industrial, office, and investment properties. They have the experience, knowledge, and savvy to help you achieve your business and investment real estate goals. Realtors also have the power of the National Association of Realtors behind them, working with legislators and regulators to support the key role commercial real estate plays in our national...
Akron Holman, Archbishop Holman is also closed tomorrow. Thank you.
Association of Realtors.
We're not sure what some banks mean when they say,
How can I help you?
because whenever you ask for their help, it's always,
That's not in our policy, sir.
and then they need to,
Transfer you to a supervisor?
who is,
Currently assisting other customers.
and after all that, they say,
Your business is extremely important to us.
at Ally Bank, we give you live, knowledgeable customer service any time of day or night. Products designed to help you, and no ridiculous fees. That's how Ally helps. Ally Bank. Your money needs an ally. Member FDIC.
The storm in the east obviously resulted in thousands of flight cancellations in that area, but the effects are being felt elsewhere. The ABC's Alex Stone explains.
If you're not in the third of the country that's being impacted, you may be impacted by your flight not going somewhere, even if it's not going to New York or to D.C. or anywhere in the area that it may have been coming from.
Senator Obama and Mitt Romney have now canceled campaign events because of the superstorm. Romney held a rally earlier in Davenport, Iowa, mentioning the storm.
The American Red Cross is, of course, accepting donations, and if you have a little extra, you can send off to the American Red Cross. Why, join us in doing that and make sure we do our impacted by the storm. We love our fellow Americans. Wish them well.
Tomorrow, Mitt Romney will attend a storm benefit concert in Ohio. Vice President Biden told the crowd in Youngstown, Ohio, there are heroes ready to help the victims of the storm.
First and foremost, on behalf of the President, I want to thank all the first responders throughout this country. You know, there are folks from all over America heading to my part of the world, to the East Coast, to help now.
Our latest ABC News Washington Post tracking poll continues to show a dead heat, though President Obama's numbers have improved ever so slightly. However, 2 states that were solid blue are now just leaning Obama. This is ABC News.
Mike Rowe here at a Ford dealer with a little Q&A for Fiona. According to the signs, Ford is having some sort of big tire event. How would you describe the event?
It's big.
The savings one might enjoy at the event.
They're big.
What about the selection?
Big. Get a $60 mail-in rebate on 4 select tires. Use the Ford Service credit card for an extra $60.
So I think we can agree then that Ford's tire event is good sized.
No, Michael. It's big. Subject to credit approval. Rebate by check. Offer cannot be combined. See participating Ford dealer for rebate and other offer details through 11/30/12.
I'm Brad Wheelis, ABC News.
Sassy, sassy.
This week's episode, Trouble on Rock Hill.
Ain't nothing like running up and down Rock Hill. Hey, let's move this rock. Sassy, Johnny's stuck under that rock. Yeah, girl, go tell Mr. Gunderson to bring his truck. You'll tell him, but only after you dispel a stereotype associated with shelter pets? People think shelter pets come with lots of initial veterinary costs? It's dusty under here. But in reality, most shelter pets have been vaccinated, neutered, and microchipped in case they get lost. My pants ripped. Sassy, Johnny needs help. What Johnny really needs is more discipline and better parental supervision. You use big words, Sassy. Still under the rock.
Sassy is brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org. Remember, adopt.
Good evening. Time's now 11:06. I'm Chris Hanna. Take a look outside for your WNIR weather. For tonight, rain, wind, gusts going up to 60 miles an hour with lows 43. Tomorrow, more rain and wind gusts going down to 55, high of 48. And tomorrow night, more rain and winds 15 to 25 as they start to diminish as the system blows out. Low of 43. Currently it's 39 at the Talk Akron. WNIR. Keep it locked in right here for all your latest on school closings. Like we said, Archbishop Hoban just called in. If you need school closing updates, KYC, WKYC.com is available. But also keep it right here at 5:30 with Stan, Jim, Maggie, and the rest of the NIR news team on your latest updates with Hurricane Sandy. Right now, let's go to Jimbo Hannon.
Online, you'll find us at jimbotalk.net. Now, according to MSNBC, the U.S. death toll from Sandy has risen to an even dozen, and you can expect more because there are many areas that are totally cut off, and there are, frankly, some parts of the eastern seaboard that we really don't know about. People like our caller earlier, Dolores in Jersey City, New Jersey, who actually that was Mildred. Dolores was in Connecticut, Danbury, but people cut off in high-rise buildings. So we're not going to know for a time just exactly what all has happened in terms of this terrible storm. We are taking a look now at the people who we always count on, people to come through, to volunteer their time and their efforts. That would be the American Red Cross. And Jim Guidon is a member of their advanced public affairs team and on the board of directors of the Red Cross Heart of Carolina region, and joins us tonight. He's posted at an evacuation shelter in the Henlopen High School in Lewis, Delaware. Good to have you with us, Jim. Thank you for joining us.
Great to be with you, Jim. Thanks a lot.
What's your situation there? Now, that's pretty close. Of course, all of Delaware is pretty close to the beach, but you're not that far from the ocean, are you?
No, we're just right off the ocean, actually. We're on a little higher ground. The eye passed over us, or just north of us, actually, about 7:30 this afternoon. And right now the winds are still blowing, still howling, but the rain has subsided quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. Of course, people who are near areas like Rehoboth Beach, for example, these are little barrier islands. I mean, I don't know how far above sea level these places are, but just a handful of feet. And certainly they can be completely inundated from end to end by a strong tidal surge. How much of that area has been spared being covered by water?
Well, I was there this morning, and I can tell you that the beach was gone. It was totally covered with water, and the boardwalk was about half covered with water. And we literally were forced to leave at that point. So I'm not sure exactly its condition right now, but I'm sure it's worse because it only rained much harder and the wind blew much stronger since that time. So can't be any better there, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's hard to know whether the rain is worse or the storm surge is worse. I suppose the storm surge initially.
Yeah, I think so. Plus, the storm surge was coming right at high tide, so it was just, they call it the perfect storm. All the things that you don't want to have happen at the same time did, so it creates quite a problem.
Yeah. Absolutely. Now, in terms of what the Red Cross has been up to, you are at an evacuation shelter there. Did a lot of people take advantage of that?
Yeah, we have over 600 just in Delaware alone. In this shelter, we've got about 200. This is a very unique shelter, Jim. This is what we call a medical or special needs shelter. It's for folks that have severe mobility issues, the elderly, people who may be on a lot of medicine, and going to a regular shelter isn't the best for them. So this particular shelter has a physician on staff 24/7 working for the Red Cross. It's got a National Guard medical team, 2 Red Cross nurses, and a huge generator that can keep this shelter 100% operational even if the power goes totally out. So kind of a unique shelter, and this is also a pet-friendly shelter, although the pets are kept separate from our residents. People can bring their pets here, and the ASPCA takes care of them for them.
1-866-50-JIMBO is our number, 1-866-505-4626 on the Jimbo Hammond Show. When you do this long enough, I guess there can be a tendency for these things to blend together, although each has its own unique problems, I'm sure. What's standing out in your mind, Jim, about Sandy?
Well, I think this is, I'm trying to count, I've lost count. This is my 6th or 7th hurricane deployment over the last 7 years, and a couple things stand out. First of all, just the size of it, Jim. I mean, the magnitude of how enormous this hurricane is, and the amount of geography and the amount of population that it has affected certainly stands out. The fact that it's the first hurricane I've been in that is actually cold. I mean, I was outside just a few moments ago, and the wind chill's got to be down to around 40 degrees. That's so atypical of a hurricane. You know, normally it's very humid, very hot. And I think what also is going to stand out about this one is the amount of damage it's going to do to that major metropolitan area that we call the New York, New Jersey area. I mean, it's going to cause, as much havoc as it's wreaking in North and South Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, Delaware. When it gets up there, and it's there now, I'm afraid it's going to be a lot worse.
Yeah, I would certainly think so. And of course, in the immediate area where you are, of course, we want to obviously thank all the good people who've provided coverage for us in that area, Delaware 105.9, and Dan Gaffney, his whole crew there, who have done all that they can to make coverage of events like this as bearable as possible. That's radio at its finest. We're talking again with Jim Guidon. Sandy. He's on the board of directors of the Red Cross Heart of Carolina region, now at an evacuation shelter in Henlopen High School in Lewis, Delaware. Ronald calls in from Bethel, Connecticut tonight. And good evening, Ronald.
Hi, it's really bad over here.
Is it?
Yeah, we've got trees down all over the place.
Well, that's a bad situation there. I am sorry to hear that. 1-866-50-JIMBO, our number, 1-866-505-4626. Now, when you set up an evacuation shelter, Jim Guidon, what all do you have to bring in with you? I assume that you probably commandeer a local structure, but what's the kind of stuff that you have to provide? Because people who show up often show up with nothing or next to nothing.
Right, yeah. Well, all of our shelters are pre-inspected. We have agreements years outstanding with shelters that are obviously not in floodplains or flood zones, structurally very, very sound. So we have agreements that when we have to open a shelter, we don't start looking for them then. We know where they are. We contact, in this case, the high school principal and the school board, tell them we need a shelter. They agree and they turn it over to us. We provide cots, blankets, pillows, basic first aid. We have emotional counselors, which often are needed. Food, of course, 3 meals a day, water. We have kids games here to keep the youngsters as occupied as we can. So a variety of things to make their life, because living in a shelter for a day or a week or a month is not the most pleasant thing, but we try to make it first and foremost safe. That's our first priority. We're going to keep these folks safe.
Yeah.
And try to make it as comfortable as we can for them. And we remind them that they have to bring certain things like their medicines, important documents. Don't leave those at home. Bring those here with you.
Yeah, it's always tough when people are making such a move on a very short notice. We'll come back and, in fact, mention the kinds of things you ought to put on the list, because if you haven't thought about it, folks, believe me, think about it, whether it's a circumstance like Sandy or if it's a fire or mudslides or what have you, but you should always know precisely what it is you want to take with you on a moment's notice and where those things are. We're talking again with Jim Guidon from the American Red Cross, now in Lewis, Delaware. Mike in Cleveland. Hello, Mike.
Hey, good evening, Jim. We're getting a lot of rain. We got some power outages here. Wind it's got to be 70 miles an hour here as far as, as I am in Cleveland. I heard earlier that we had like 8 to 10 foot waves on Lake Erie, and around the beaches of Erie. They've closed part of our cities. There's one between Cleveland and Ashtabula, there's they closed a lot of the parts of the cities. I heard that they've had a lot of problems in New York City on our news on this station I listened to about a half hour ago. They were talking about they got 4 foot of seawater in the subways in New York.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, they absolutely do. That's quite correct, Mike. A listener, obviously, there to WNIR FM in the Akron-Cleveland area there, as we're learning more about the entire impact of this terrible storm, Sandy. Thank you for your thoughts. And we are told that the center of Sandy is now about 10 miles southwest of Philadelphia, so it is inland and moving its way. It will be moving northwest and then north, probably in the final death throes of the storm. It's comforting to know that if Sandy is taking its pound of flesh out of us, that of course land is killing Sandy, and it couldn't happen to a nicer storm. 1-866-50-JIMBO, 1-866-505-4626. Back with more with Jim Guidon from the American Red Cross in just a moment.
Guys, if you haven't tried Intramax, the natural male enhancement supplement for on-demand performance in the bedroom, here's your chance to see what everyone is talking about. In celebration of 10 million doses, we're giving away 1 million bottles. Intramax was developed and perfected by specialists with over 40 years experience in creating natural products that target pharmaceutical results without the side effects. Intramax works the first time, every time for explosive, fast-action results in the bedroom. This is the product that drug companies don't want you to know about, but we do. That's why we're giving away 1 million bottles. Try Intramax for a few weeks and we'll deliver the best sex of your life, guaranteed. Take your performance to the next level. Call now to see how you can get a free bottle of doctor-recommended Intramax. This is a limited time offer, so call 800-644-1262. That's 800-644-1262. Guys, when she's ready, be ready with Intramax. Call 800-644-1262. That's 800-644-1262.
Here we have a rare treat, the keeper of the forest, as some have coined her. Built to carry heavy loads long distances using minimal natural resources. Her coat of iron and steel keeps her safe. You can just feel the motherly instinct she has for her surroundings.
Sometimes the best things for nature come in unexpected forms. CSX trains move 1 ton of freight nearly 500 miles on a single gallon of fuel. CSX, how tomorrow moves.
An important reminder from Medicare. It's Medicare open enrollment through December 7th. Time to compare plans and see what's best for you. You don't have to change, but it's good to look. And check out the preventive benefits you get after the healthcare law, with no co-pays or deductibles, like some cancer screenings. Savings, too, like over 50% off brand-name prescriptions in the donut hole. Medicare open enrollment. Now's the time. Visit Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE.
Shopping for your next car is easy and fun when you log on to CarMax.com. At CarMax.com, you can choose from thousands of used cars in our nationwide inventory, most of which are available for transfer to a store near you. Fee may apply. You can check out tons of pictures and features, compare prices, and more. The car you'll fall in love with is at CarMax.com right now. Log on today. CarMax, the way car buying should be.
Geico says, let's make life simpler.
Look, I'm all for modern conveniences. But ask yourself, do you really need a blender with 23 buttons just to chop an onion? At Geico, we think life should be simpler. So we make it super simple to save on car insurance. Just one click and you could be on your way to saving hundreds. Come on, people. Life doesn't have to be that complicated.
Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Jimbo Hannon Show at 1-866-5-0-JIMBO. Sad that every time we're talking to somebody from the Red Cross, it seems like something bad has happened. But hey, that's when we call on you folks. It should be noted, of course, that they're around all the time, waiting for something like this where they can help people and they can use your help. And I would be remiss, Jim Guidon, if I didn't take this opportunity to let you make a pitch for donations and other support.
Well, Jim, thanks. Yeah. You know, a lot of people think that the Red Cross is somehow funded by the federal government or state government. Of course, that's not the case. All of our funding that allows us to do the things we do that we talked about earlier to help these folks throughout the country when disaster strikes, all that we do is a result of the generosity of the American public. And it's really easy to help us help those that are in such dire straits. You can make a toll-free call, 1-800-RED-CROSS. You can go online to redcross.org, and in both of those cases, just go to the make a donation icon for disaster relief, or if you want to make a $10 donation, you can text the word Red Cross to the number 90999. So 1-800-RED-CROSS, redcross.org, or text the number the word Red Cross to 90099, and you'll help us out.
Outstanding. And I also understand that you can download the Hurricane app via iTunes or Google Play websites, or you can text again *Red Cross *733-27677 for a direct link, and that the app features include One Touch for I'm Safe messaging that allows users to broadcast reassurance to family and friends via the social media outlets that they are out of harm's way. And there's also location-based NOAA weather alerts for the U.S. and its territories users can share on social networks. All kinds of good stuff that you folks have.
Yeah, Jim, and I know you are listened to throughout the country by millions and millions of people. Over 100 blood drives have had to be canceled along the East Coast. And a lot of blood has been moved from other parts of the country over here in anticipation of the need. So the other thing I'd like to say is I'd ask people to give the gift of life. They can go online again to redcross.org or call 1-800-RED CROSS, make an appointment, give that pint of blood, and 1 pint of blood can save 3 lives.
Wow. Had not even thought of it in that way. The work that you do, I guess from here you just go somewhere else again? Is it a nomadic existence for people like Jim Guidon?
Well, I'm going to try and get back